Hey, this is Forte, host of the Forte Effect, where technology, creativity, and the future of work meet, and where we keep it real about the journey. Today's episode is special because we're spotlighting someone that's rising in excellence right where I'm from, Aliceville, Alabama. Our theme today, small town, big dreams. Let's get into it. So, Xavier, introduce yourself to the Forte Effect audience.
All right, so my name is Xavier Rice. I was born February the 12th, 2009. I am currently 17 years old. Like she already said, I am from Aliceville, Alabama, currently growing up there as well. I attend the high school as well, and also the Pickens County College and Career Center, where I obtain industrial maintenance and also dual enrollment classes to get my early college credits and get me on the road.
Oh, wow, man, that is a strong introduction. 17 years old, already earning credentials. I hear at Pickens County Career Center. You are a junior at Aliceville High School. Kudos to Aliceville for that. Thank you for a very strong introduction. What would you say drives you right now?
I would say my peers, the people of the school still, because it is a lot of kids that sees me with like a camera. As I know me as Cameraman Z, they see me with the camera and they just like, hey, let me take a couple of pictures. Hey, get some of me. So what really drives me, keeps driving me is the people of the school. It keeps me going, keeps me on the high side. You just keeping that and keeping all the positivity coming in still. Even with a lot of everything else, just keeping the positivity coming in, just that's the deal right there.
All right. So you say they know you as what's your cameraman name?
COZ,
CMZ. Okay. CMZ or
man, say yes.
cameraman Z or CMZ. So they see you, they might want a couple of shots. You're inspiring them. And it's good to know that they also inspire you just as equally. The young person, a young heart, kudos to you for saying that your peers actually drive you at Aliceville. It makes me even prouder to have this conversation with you. Actually, I'm the student in the lab tonight. You're doing all the teaching. So, how is it for you? I mean, I grew up in Aliceville in a small town some time ago, but
Yeah.
how has grown up in a small town you think shape your vision and work ethic?
It's the people. Everybody know everybody there. And so you get a lot of support coming behind you no matter what. It could be the principal, vice principal, could be one of your cousins, could be like another one of the students, like I said. So it's just the people here. Because
Okay.
when you're from a small town, everybody know you. You know everybody. So you can't say you ain't never got support from a small town because you know somebody there and somebody has supported you once in a day of your lifetime. So again, it's the people.
All right. It's the people and it's connections. And believe it or not, we can extend several generations with knowing each other. So I'm glad to know
Yes.
that I know some of your family members and that is what it's all about because relationships are a big driver in our success. So let's get a little bit into your passion for meteorology. When did you first realize that you were interested in weather and meteorology? That's an interesting combination there.
February the 2nd, 2016, when a tornado actually hit up the road from where I stay at currently. So February the 2nd, it it came out of Mississippi. So every biggest kind of storm you get will come out of Mississippi. This is the one-on-one lesson right now. Every
Okay.
storm will come from Knoxville, specifically Knoxville County. If it's a storm coming out of Knoxville County, 9 times out of 10, it will hit Pickens County. So again, it came exactly from Knoxville, came over the county line, state line, touched down, widened it up, and then firstly, it hit the FCI, the Federal Constitution, the prison down here. And
Okay.
then right behind the prison is the community. It's blocked by some trees, but and I actually, me and my family actually seen it for ourselves. We was on the porch and we seen the top heavy of it because it was blocked by trees, but we seen the top heavy in the rotation. And so early, me as a little kid, I got scared.
Mhm.
But we all went to the basement, and then for some reason, like a sense of calm came over me. Then I was telling my grandma, my auntie always tell me this. She always said, I told my grandma, everything gonna be all right. We gonna be okay. So I guess it was from that day where everything started, almost experiencing it. So and where that comes from is me being want to be helpful because I know it's the aftermath of it. Like somebody's gonna need help out there. Somebody
Right.
has just probably lost a fortune of their life, and people are gonna need the help and support after. So that's the main reason why.
Wow. So let us, for those of us that are not studying math or we want to make the math a little bit simpler. So that was about 2016, 2026. That's 10 years ago.
10 years,
So
yes,
10
10 years.
years ago. So 10 years ago, you were approximately what age?
6. At the time I was 6 because it was 10 days before my birthday. So
Oh, wow. So you were 6 years old. And from what you described, it sounds like it was like maybe a tornado funnel.
it was
Is
a tornado on the ground.
Oh, it was
EF,
a tornado on the ground. Okay.
yes, it was
All right.
EF2. EF2.
Oh, EF2. Okay. So now you're getting further into some of maybe your classes that you took with the National Weather Service. What was
Yes.
that experience like for you?
And the classes were 2 hours, and I took 2 classes. I took a basic class and an advanced class. But it was very informational. Everything they say, you can understand it. It was just like everything that was being said. Nothing was too out of whack. It was there for everybody to understand it and see. And they did also show visuals of everything. So like visuals, what could be a tornado, what could not, what could be a debris signature, what could. It was just a lot of stuff and a lot of visuals. So everything was pretty self-explanatory. All you had to do was just watch and listen.
Okay. Now you made a point a little bit earlier that I don't want to dismiss. You talked about the lasting impact when a tornado hits. I don't think people realize how small our little community of Aliceville is. I think Aliceville right now might have a population of about 2,000 people.
Yes,
And if you
2000.
come a little bit closer, even closer to where you live, that population is even smaller. And if you hop over to Pickensville, that's only about 600 people. So when a tornado hits in a small area like that, the resources, the repair, the rebuild, that takes a lot. That
Yeah,
takes
it
a
really
lot.
does.
So how do you feel about that responsibility and that preparation? Because that's taking on a lot in terms of you caring for the community.
And the responsibility and preparation is just your mindset. You have to have a strong mindset to go in that field because if you have a weak mindset, you see something, even if you just see a little blood coming off an animal, you gonna freeze up, you gonna ball up, and you gonna want to say, I'm done. I don't want to do it. You have to have a strong mindset. You just have a strong mindset and just be willing. Be willing to put yourself out there. Cause 9 times out of 10, after you done seen a tornado, you done got your video on everything, and you driving, keep driving, all of a sudden you see a lot of debris. Your priority gonna be stat one. Hey, let's search and rescue until everybody gets here, and then once everybody gets here, we'll make sure everybody's okay. Boom, boom. And so it's just a lot of strong mindset and be willing to put yourself out there.
All right. You sound like you definitely have that. So is that what excites you the most about being a future meteorologist? What excites you about that career field?
Seeing a tornado, but in open field, so photogenic, so videography, all of that. Once you see that, it's beautiful. And I've watched videos of it. I have not got the chance myself to experience it yet, but I've seen a lot of people, and this is what everybody wants the tornadoes in. Open field, little to no buildings or anything where it can actually make a big impact. And once it's out there, you can just snap photos, not worry about anyone get hit because it's just there. You just amorize, you can just admire, you can just do anything without having to worry about the people being there.
Okay. So according to your mindset and the things that you see, and with this small town big dream, seeing a tornado in an open field is beautiful for you when there because no
Yes.
one can get hurt there or anything. And it's a great opportunity for pictures and capture that moment and probably preparing us more so ahead in the future to make sure that we actually save lives. That's interesting that you said that first part is search and rescue. So for young people that's watching, what does a storm spotter actually do? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I can. A storm spotter is a volunteer. I call it volunteer storm chase, but you're somewhere, you're in a certain spot, or you could be just around your area. If it's a day of a storm, you're always looking at the clouds, making sure nothing's coming down. Just make sure everything stays on track because it's not a lot of news stations. News stations can't be in every town.
Okay.
Storm chasers can't be in every town. So this is where the storm spotter stuff comes in. And a storm spotter can actually be in every town. So and they have that program and you can just be outside just looking up, and once you see something, all you gotta do just dial up National Weather Service. In my area is National Weather Service in Birmingham. I report it, making sure everything gets straight, and if he's not, they will let everybody else know, and boom, if one got to be put out, there we go. So basically you are first hands on deck. Nobody else is out there but you are the eyes, you are first hand, you got to make sure everything gets straight. So, that's it.
Oh, wow. So while other people are kind of looking at the news or wondering about the storms, you're actually making sure that the community is safe and the people around you and also your family by kind of watching the clouds and seeing what they're doing. And your news, your connection point is the National Weather Service in Birmingham. Because
Yes.
Birmingham is about maybe what, 2 hours from Aliceville?
Yeah, one out 45.
1 hour,
Look,
45
look,
minutes. Let's be exact.
look, it's 1:30 on the beat there with no traffic. So
Okay. All right. All right. That's good. And by Alabama and Mississippi being close, have you had to have any actions or look at the National Weather Service out of Jackson at all?
yes, I have because there have been a couple of times where they said it wasn't a storm coming, but Birmingham says a storm. So you kind of got to see what it was gonna be. And matter of fact, it happened March 15th
Okay.
too. He go to Alabama.
Okay.
I was watching this storm. It came out of school, Mrs. No, not to be once again,
Mm-hmm.
but it was coming from the scuba direction. So I was watching and it was already tornado one, but it got lifted coming out of Mississippi. And I said, this looking like this storm is going to be tornado warning. I called Jackson. I said, what y'all think? They gave me a different answer. So I called Birmingham. I said, now what y'all think? They said, we'll keep a close eye on this because it could do something. And we got heavy rain. And by the time we got the heavy rain, I look at it again. I get a phone call. It's my brother. He lives in Gordon. He said, hey, Zay, do you know about this tornado warning? I said, what tornado warning? He said, the one we got now. I checked my radar. I said, I was just on this. Okay, hold on. So I kind of went live. I tried to went live because the internet is a little bad around. So I tried to go live, give out the information. I called our classmates. I called the different people up that way. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and that was very grateful for the calls and making sure they were safe because it ended up turning some of the stuff up there around the Boston community, southeast, southwest of Gordo.
Yes.
But it was really helpful for them, and they was grateful for it because they could have been hit or whatever. It could have been worse, but just because of my little actions, it saved a couple of lives. And matter of fact, one of my auntie friends texted her and said, your nephew he's a saver because
Yes.
he was there, he was on it, and I knew what to do in that moment. So it's just
Oh,
that.
wow. That's good. And what we're gonna have to do, like, we might not have a count of how many storm spotters are out in our Aliceville area, but we got to make sure that we have somebody else trained and that's interested as you get ready to probably move out of the area and grow into college. So that's a
Yes,
challenge
yes,
for us. Hopefully somebody that listens to this podcast or they watch it, they'll be inspired and they want to carry the torch since you'll be probably moving towards another area in the very near future. So we'll switch gears a little bit and move into a different angle with you and kind of go into a different creative side that you have, which is the saxophone. So you play the alto sax.
yes.
Yes. Okay. So how does music actually fit into your life?
Brings a sense of calmness. Whenever you listen to music, you can be stressed out, strained, anything. Whenever you listen to music or play music like I do. It brings calmness and it brings joy to my heart. And then being around other fellow band members, it can be so jumpy and cranky. And then just one song called Ball and Parlay. Ooh, they love me. They'll play the top of the band when they hear that song. So, and I got to shout out my band director, Mr. Otis Carter the third. Shout out to
Okay.
you. He's the reason why I'm on the alto saxophone today.
Oh, wow. That's good. And what is that song again that y'all really get into playing?
It's called Ball and Parlay. On where we get it from, Tuskegee University. They get it jumping over. So
Okay, Ball and Parlay. And y'all were inspired by Tuskegee University. So shots out to TU. That sounds real good there. And we appreciate your band director for inspiring you to actually be able to play the alto sax. So what do you think that band or music has taught you about discipline and teamwork?
leadership values. It definitely taught me more about leadership. I was already a leader as a little 7th to 8th grader, but being in the band, you have to have more than today. You have to have leadership. Like you already said, discipline and teamwork. You have to have all those values to become a great band person and that can be anything, football, basketball, anything. If you don't have discipline and teamwork and the mindset to have team chemistry, you're not going to have a good team and definitely not going to have good leadership. So you always have to have those strong leadership bands. And I grew into them more and more. And my band director has always praised me for my leadership because there have been some days he wasn't in the area to do stuff. So it was always up to me to step up, and I've always played that role right. So it's always leadership values.
Oh, that is phenomenal. And that echoes the sentiments that leadership is more than just a title. It
Right.
doesn't have anything really to do with your title, and you can lead from whatever seat that you are in. And that also speaks volumes of your character for your band director to not be in the area per se, and you're able to step up and lead, and your peers actually trust you and they respect you. So that
Yes.
that is a good thing. You alluded to this slightly, but do you see any connection between music and maybe your interest in science? I heard you say the word chemistry. Now, I have something in the back of my brain, but do you see any connection there with music and your interest in science?
Oh, definitely. So what's in my mind right now is some height, some jumping music, and I'm going to kiss some data from a tornado. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get the money. So that music, that adrenaline, and me going to
Okay.
get that tornado. That's the connection.
Oh, wow. And you said a data there. There's a lot of
Yeah,
data there because go
and that's
ahead.
the part about it too, because people are still getting data and they have a thing called probes. You have to
Okay.
have those data probes because they are still finding ways, just to make people safer from tornadoes, trying to get more advanced warnings out. And so somebody got to be out there. So if it's up to me, I'll go out there, I'll set my probe up, get to a safe spot, watch that thing go over that probe, give me some couple of pictures and go get that data back. And hey, go take it to whoever it got to be took to. And that's how they get it.
Oh, wow. So a data probe, is that like a device or it's a
It's a,
device, it's a little
it's
box?
like a big device.
Oh, it's a
Sometimes
big device.
it can weigh up to like 100, 200, maybe 300 pounds.
Really? Oh, you're definitely teaching us tonight. Go ahead,
Yeah,
professor.
and then it can be and it can weigh small as a drone or a little rocket shoot. Like the little phone rocket shoots you see you get out of the store, out of Dollar Aisle. But they built those, and it's a guy called Reed Timmer. You can check him out. He built these
Okay.
rocket probes. He has on top of this vehicle called the Dominator. The Dominator is a welded iron metal vehicle that can actually go into the tornado. They have special airbags and special spikes they can put into the road, come down, let the tornado go over them, then come back up and just go do it again. But he has these things called rocket probes. He has it on top of the Dominator. He shoots it at an angle to the point where the inflow jet is coming around that tornado. And once he gets it in, he shoots it, and then the inflow jet is gonna do all the work and it's gonna give him all the data.
Oh, wow. So now you've taught us about some technology and you've combined it with science and you got us excited because you have the music going. And to
Yeah.
me, that's chemistry and it's just a perfect mixture of what we actually need. So that was a lot right there, and you've given me some terms that I can actually go back and look up myself, and I'm sure the audience will too. So I will say how I first became acquainted with you was by looking at your media page. I didn't know who it actually
Yes.
belonged to, and it is listed on Facebook from what I saw as Small Town Big Dream Productions. So what
Yes.
inspired you to start your own media page?
Oh, so back in July of 2025, I was trying to get a small group of friends who can do like little skits. And it was gonna be like about life, about, getting out of depression, never letting nobody run over you. It was gonna be stuff like that. It was gonna be great life lessons. And it kind of kicked off, but it didn't. But and it just kind of evolved from there. Then I tried to do podcasts as well. And
Okay.
that kind of went for like a month or so before that kind of faded.
Okay.
And so I didn't know what to do with it at that point. And then, like I said before, the basketball coach wanted me to come take pictures and do everything because he was coming off the podcast side of things. And he was like, you know what? First off, it was actually videography. So he
Okay.
wanted me to come
Videographer.
video for the basketball team. And then they turned it to photography as well. And then that's where my off branch called shots up underscore Zay 205 on Instagram. That is my off brand or off branch. So Small Time Big Dream Production is still involved in it, where you will see majority of the photography there.
Okay.
And so that's how everything kind of just started. It kind of like a branch off. But hey, you see where we are today, and I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm gonna keep going with this one this time.
Oh, that is good. So you said at first it initially started with maybe some peers and it kind of branched and went in a different direction of, we'll say, the process of diffusion or maybe even osmosis. And
Yeah.
your the basketball coach at Aliceville initially talked to you about videography. So were you already doing some videos before then, a little bit or not?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Okay. And I will say that I think it was one of your productions. It is on Aliceville High School's page. It's
Yes,
a
the
campaign
fate.
against, yes, very, very, very good work for young hearts. I think y'all did an excellent job with
Fate.
talking about vaping, into the theme of it was vaping is actually not cool. So to see young people at Aliceville, and then also for the school allowing you all that space to share that information is actually
Yes.
great. So, what do you think photography and media help tell the story about your community? How does that coincide?
If I had to put something on it, it's like it's tell stories. The preachers can
Mhm.
tell stories because it could be the hit before a home run. It could be the little run before the final stretch of a track meet. It could be anything. So I would say a picture has a background story before it happens.
Oh, you are right. Oh man, drop gems on that. A picture has the background story before it happens. You're right. And especially with you capturing some action in sports, a lot of times some of those pieces can actually be used for the athletes' highlight reels.
Yes, and they look.
Very, very good. I like that one for you to say that it actually captures that moment before it happens. Now, I will say from conversing with you, many adults never start something of their own. What gave you the confidence to begin?
Being bored. Honestly, it was being bored. It was being bored. And I was like, I ain't doing nothing this summer. I don't know what to do. But at the same time, all I used to do was watch a man called Amari Usher on YouTube. And
Okay.
he was the one that was making the life videos and about the relationships and depression and all that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something now. I'm gonna try this out. And that's where it started at. Amari Usher. He's a short film actor and maker. So shouts out to him as well.
Oh, wow. That is one of the best answers that I've ever heard from anyone saying it actually started from being bored because
Yes.
there are a lot of things that you could have went and engaged in and indulged in, but you chose to do something positive. And that is a good reflection of what's important to you and actually how you want to spend your time. I would like to give a shout out to Aliceville back in the days in terms of being bored. We
Yeah.
had a new librarian back in the days, and I will never forget her. Her name is Miss Connie Eubanks. And Miss Eubanks comes to the school and she starts the Aliceville High School Communications Club. So, me, a tad bit curious, like, what is the communications club about? I signed up for it, and we would actually stay after school, record the news, operate the VH cameras, collect the announcements from the teachers, have teleprompters fade in and out. And we actually went to go visit a couple of communications clubs throughout the state of Alabama at various colleges. So sometimes being bored is a bridge way to where we are here today. So I
Mm,
appreciate being bored and growing up in a small little town. Now,
yes.
as we think about your future, of course, I would want you to go towards the school that I went to, but we're not going to do that. We're going to set you up for your success path because you have your individual charted plan for success, unless
Yes.
someone tries to make you a better collegiate scholarship offer or they have a better program that we didn't even know anything about. But I think you've done your research. So you plan to attend Jackson State University? That's in
The
Jackson,
Sonic
Mississippi.
Boom of the South. Yes.
The sonic boom of the why? Why
The band.
JSU?
It is
The
the
band.
band. You gotta love the band now. And you say anything else besides JG because it's something. And they got a good football program as well, but it's that band, baby. It's that band. They
Okay.
be,
It's
I love it. So that what initially caught me when I first joined band. It was like
okay.
the band. I'm gonna go to JG because of the band. Then I seen they had my meteorology program there, so I was like, you know what? I think I made my final decision. I think they got some field stuff there as well. So definitely want to go to GSU because
Okay, perfect. Now, what kind of impact would you like to make in meteorology and media long term?
this be inspirational to the kids and the upcoming kids and the future kids. I want to be that person that they can just look up to, see like, oh, mama, there's such and such. Oh, dad, there's such and such. I want to be just like you, and I want to be that person who can be the inspirational guy. I just want to be there. I just want to, and there's no way to explain it, but just to say inspiration because it's a lot of older generations that has been inspiring to the newer generation. So somebody out this generation got to be inspiring. If it got to just be me, hey, I'm up for it.
You are certainly up for it and you are inspiring me. I was inspired, when I saw your work. It's actually hard for me to sit here and contain myself because I love the gifts that you have and how you're actually using your talent. So I will say right now, you've inspired me. I mean, you inspired me so much that I wanted to sit down and talk to you and I wanted the world to know about what you're actually doing. So I am
Yes.
proud of you, and I know
Thank
that
you.
your future is bright, 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 bright. So, with that being said, in about maybe 3 to 5 years, where do you see Small Town Big Dreams Productions? Where do you see that at?
Could actually be its own production on some land. Like it can actually be a building. It start off, I don't care if it got to start off in a studio apartment. It actually being from all virtual to in person. And
Okay.
that's that big move I want to make with Small Town Big Dreams production. But if I had to choose a location, I I would honestly choose Aliceville because it's the name of it. Small town, big dreams. You're from a small town, but you have so many big dreams, but it never gets out there because of small town. It never gets out there because it's not a lot of people that actually leave that. And this is a fact. It's a lot of people that graduate from Aliceville never leave Aliceville because they don't know much of the opportunities outside of Aliceville that they can actually get. And so I just want to be there and be that person, just, be that opportunity, get out there. So my first location, if I had to start one, it would be Adlersville because I would want people to get out. Be like, hey, get out of Aliceville. Go get you some money. Go get you that dream job, that dream house, that dream family you want. But get out of Aliceville first. Get your stuff and get out. And I ain't saying nothing mean towards it, but being from a small town, you don't have a lot of stuff here. And so you just gotta do what you gotta do, get everything you gotta get, and hey, go on to better opportunities.
So, so I concur with you on that. Being from a small town, a lot of times many of us never leave. As a matter of fact, for those that are listening and you want to put like a geographic radius, Aliceville to Tuscaloosa is approximately maybe 50 miles. So
50 miles, yeah.
you'll have people relocate maybe from Aliceville to Tuscaloosa, but very few make that bigger move from Aliceville to Birmingham, which
Yeah.
is Xavier has said maybe an hour and 45 minutes or 1 hour and 30 minutes if there's no traffic. And to take that leap from Aliceville, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia, which is maybe, we'll just say 4 hours,
Yeah, that's a good 4 hour.
that's almost not even seen. Now, I would like to ask you, why do you think some of us never leave Aliceville?
And like I said when I was saying it earlier, I think is we never get out there like we're supposed to. We never see the
Okay.
opportunities like we're supposed to. And so we don't and we never have the sources as well.
Okay.
So
You are schooling us tonight, so we don't see it, number one. And then we don't have the sources because Aliceville is in an area, as Xavier alluded to earlier. Sometimes we don't have the internet, we don't have the connectivity. The internet doesn't work sometimes. The phones can be spotty.
yes.
There have been times when Aliceville goes into a blackout. So that means the internet doesn't work. If you have a house phone, it doesn't work. And also the cell phone doesn't work. So those are places where improvement is needed. And that kind of leans towards conversations of digital equity and access that we tend to discuss on the Forté Effect and maybe coming up a little bit later. So thank you for being transparent about what life actually looks for us that live in Aliceville and that are from
Yes.
Aliceville. Now, on the leadership side, you spoke about it earlier. What does leadership look like for someone your age? What is that to you?
It looks different to a lot of people
Okay.
because you don't expect leadership out of young kids. And let's be honest, a lot of people don't expect leadership out of young kids. So when you see leadership in a young person like me or someone around my age, it's ironic. As my English teacher would say, it's ironic because you never see it. And once you see it, you'll be so surprised. And then actually how they would actually run themselves. Like my grandma, like my people always tell me, you got to carry yourself a certain way. You're always being watched and always taking that into consideration, especially with having my leadership values.
Oh wow. That was eloquently spoken there. I'm gonna let that sit in with people. Particularly, it's not even expected. It's not expected. But I will say, now that the lens is on you and the exposure is there, there's a magnet. There's
Yeah.
there's there's uh there's there's magnetism to what you're actually doing and how you're growing. And for me, that is a great sense of hope and just what you see, what you want for your community, how you want to contribute to JSU, how you want to help us be safer as citizens when storms are coming. And it is amazing that you've had time to sit and draw all that out. Now, what would you say to another student that's maybe in a small town who feels that perhaps their dreams are too big?
The sky's the limit. Your dream can never be too big.
Okay. The sky is the limit. Your dream can never be too big. Tell them again. I don't think they heard you.
The sky is the limit. Your dream can never be too big. Or this another one. Aim for the moon, shoot for the stars.
All
Or
right.
the other way around.
Okay. All right. They can never be too big. Aim for the moon, shoot for the stars. That is excellent. So as adults, you've told us how things are from your perspective. How can we better support young people who are trying to build something early in life? What can we do to support you?
Listen, that's the number one thing you have to do. You have to listen no matter what, because there is an issue with a lot of these young parents now. They never listen to their kids. They never give the opportunity to their kids. And once they kid try to show them something, they're always brushing them off. And so you actually have to listen to them and be there for them and actually support them. Because nowadays, and after everything what goes on or whatever, you have to have a great support system of parents nowadays. You can't just have these parents and they just be like, oh, okay. You have to have a great support system of parents, grandparents, cousins. You just need a great support system of a family. And so, like I said, it's just the listening. You don't have to do anything. Sometimes all you have to do is just listen.
All right. Audience, do y'all hear that? From a young person at the age of 17, we asked him a question. How can we better support young people? He didn't reply with, buy me something. He didn't say, take me somewhere. He told us that we need to listen. We need to listen. And I challenge you all as adults, as busy individuals, let's take the time to listen to our children. Let's listen to our children, our young hearts, because they have something to say and it is important. Check this out. We've been talking tonight. I've gotten to know you a little bit. So, the Forte Effect, because prior to your Facebook page, I had no interactions with you. I didn't know you at all. I just saw what you were doing. I appreciated your content. So,
Yes.
what do you think? I'm gonna say Xavier finished this sentence. The Forte Effect to me means what?
It means opportunity. Opportunity, a big opportunity. And it felt like a big opportunity just being on here because you don't get opportunities. People don't realize that you never get the opportunities you need or deserve. So it's an opportunity, and I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed to be here. And I'm so happy about it. And I can't give up this opportunity. I couldn't be less off. Like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna get on home and get this thing rolling. So it's opportunity. And I just thank you so much for it.
Thank you. Thank you. That was heartfelt. I appreciate that. And our audience will appreciate it also. And everyone around Aliceville, Alabama, and the globe, because what we have here is a platform that can impact the world. Now,
Yes.
Xavier, if people want to follow and support small town, big dream productions, how can they actually follow you?
Well, for the Facebook side, it's just the name Small Town Big James Productions. And if you don't have Facebook but have Instagram, it is shots up underscore Z 205. That is SHOTS UP underscore ZAY 205. And I don't have a certified TikTok for that right now, but it is up and coming, and it probably will be shots up Z just like Instagram. So that's how you can follow me and be engaged with me.
All right, that is good. Now, and on your Facebook page, if they actually want to email you, they can do so from there. Because you
Yes,
have that
they can.
information listed. Okay,
Yes.
perfect, perfect. Now, is there anything else that we might have missed, or you want to share with the audience? You have conveyed your message so eloquently. I would think that you've been to more training besides with the National Weather Service. Are you in the communications line?
I don't even think that exists anymore down here. So they don't even exist down here no more. So no,
It
no,
doesn't
yeah,
exist.
it
Okay,
don't
all right.
exist no more.
Well, hopefully, when you get your studio and we're able to meet in person, or maybe in the upcoming, near future, we can convene in Aliceville before you actually leave from high school.
Yeah.
Let's see, can we convene in Aliceville and bring our community together and do something positive with some other creators that we know, or to get people out so that we can address one word that you said, exposure. We can address exposure, and we can actually listen, because you talked about that quite a bit. And that key word there is opportunity. We always missed the shots that we never take But if those shots don't exist, it's hard to actually even for it to be manifested in our life. Well,
Right.
listen, this is what the Forte Effect is all about. Real people, real purpose, real future in motion. Xavier, we are proud of you all the way from Aliceville and beyond. To everyone watching and listening, keep building, keep growing, and keep believing in what's possible. I'm Forte, also known as Instructor Forte, and this is the Forte Effect.